Hello and salut everybody. Welcome back to Chatting with Nicole. If you have not subscribed, please do me a favor and subscribe. Share this video, like, and also check out the rest of the videos. Thank you very much for your support. I thank you very much for being here. I'm super grateful for you listening to me right now. Excuse my voice. I've been trying to get my voice back to normal, but it's taking longer than I wanted to. But we have to chat about, some things. So excuse my voice. Hopefully it is not terrible in the video. But I'm just fighting through. I have my hot lemon water here. I'm gonna be sipping on that if I need to. But again, welcome back to Chatting with Nicole. I am very grateful that you are here with me right now. And today I want us to chat about, well, not really politics, but close to it. You know how I stay away from, I try to stay away from politics and all of that because again, it's messy. And then sometimes it's not even important. The most important thing we don't talk about, the most important things we don't do. So I try to stay away from it unless there's something specific I want to point out. Well, last time I was going to talk about Mali. You guys know, one of the African countries, the decisions that they were making. I was super excited. I did a video. I was going to post it, but then something happened. It didn't happen. But right now, I want to talk about the latest buzz in Africa right now. The whole world, actually. So I know it is still too early. We are getting to know this man. We are getting to get all the fact checking right now. So we don't want to say too much, but it is everywhere right now. It is everywhere. And there is one thing that I keep seeing that are people still kept sending me, and I'm seeing the headlines and then the messages and the excitement and everything, everybody's talking about it. There's a lot of confusion about this. And I just want to clarify this. All right. I can't wait for my voice to come back. I just have to clarify this while this is hot right now. Because a few years ago, I wish I had the opportunity to do that. I couldn't do that. So now I had the opportunity to do this. So bear with me for a second. I'm going to get back to that. So the latest buzz that I want us to talk about, the excitement going on around the world right now, it is BASSIROU FAYE, this man. It is BASSIROU FAYE, our newest president right now, youngest president, I should say. So what we know right now is he went from the headline, you can see it there. He went from village. Most of us in Africa, we were born in a village. He went from village to prison. And right from prison, less than 2 weeks later, he is the youngest president-elect of Senegal. How exciting is this? He was a tax inspector. He was a tax inspector. That's what he did before, right? So I am super excited. Like I said, again, I cannot get ahead of myself, but that's what we know. So I'm going to say this again. We know that, well, obviously he was technically, like, his profession was tax inspector in the past, in his previous life. And he was born in a village like most of us. And he was arrested. We're not going to go into the details of why he was arrested. So he was literally in prison and he was just released less than two weeks. And he's now a president. I call this exciting because some of us, we have the same presidents in power for generations. And right now in America, we are trying to choose from two grandpas, almost twice his age right now. And, we're trying to figure out which one of them can stand on their feet longer or which one of them can hold their breath longer. So it is definitely refreshing to me. It is definitely exciting and refreshing to me to see somebody my age elected as president. He's the youngest president. He's 44 years old. And he actually, I was just looking at this and I'm like, wait, he was born, well, according to Google, he was born on March 25th, 1980. 1980, and he was elected on March 24th, 2024. How amazing is that? Can you imagine? Like, he got the best birthday ever. I don't know if he's gonna call it the best birthday with everything he has to be dealing with right now, but that's his birthday gift. Can you imagine getting a birthday gift as a, as a president? Anyway, I just thought that was interesting that, his birthday was the 25th, and he ended up celebrating his birthday, anyway. So I wanted to point that out in case that you guys didn't know that, but he was born on March 25th. If that, according to what I saw, March 25th, he was elected a president, March 24th. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we know that the fact checking, what I checked as a fact right now is we know that, like I said, he's 44 years old. We know that there were 19 candidates. Yes, unfortunately, it's Africa. 19 candidates. There was one single woman, and that woman got less than 1% vote. There was one woman. You guys know about Senegal, how Senegal right now, as of 2024, the way women are treated and all of that. But it was less than 1% vote went to the woman in the list. We know that the rest of them got less than 3% when they voted. The rest of them got less than 3% vote. So the man of the hour, 54%, he won by 54%. So that's just the high level, super high level about this. The rest you guys going to have to go read. But what brings me here today, what brings this excitement, well, the reason why we are here today, we are gathered here today, is because of the fact that he has two wives. He has two wives. And because of these two wives, everything that I'm getting, you guys sending over to me, I'm getting a headlight like everyone in Africa should have at least 3 women because he has 2 wives and he's not ashamed. And now he's a president. He has 2 wives so he should order everybody to have at least 3 wives. And people are saying now that some of them are saying that this is proof you have more, at least more, 2 or more wives. And then you're getting some highlights. Some men are actually having so much fun with this. They are saying that now I don't feel bad about how many women I have. And it's annoying to me. It is annoying to me. I know people are telling me that it's just to make fun. It's just to get things out there. It's just funny. It's just to have some fun. But the reality is, anyway, let me make sure I don't get ahead of myself, right? We are saying these things about Africa, about our culture, about, it's okay. The president can order us to have at least 3 wives in Africa or around the world. And we are giving him power, thumbs up that he's now a president and he has, 2 wives and soon it's going to be 4. And then because he can afford even 15. I'm seeing all of these and the ones that are, I really want to make sure that we clarify is the ones that are just assuming just because this is now he's the man of the hour right now, and I mean rightfully so right now, right? Because of the history, because of where he come from, so rightfully so. So I want to make sure that this doesn't get thrown in there for us for people to think that this is the norm, for people to start believing certain things that is not true. All right. So I want to make sure that I clarify this. I want to make sure that I point this out. The fact that the headlines that I'm seeing that Africans in Africa, this proves that in Africa, Africans marry more than one wife. In Africa, they marry more than one wife. It is legal to marry more than one wife. It is normal in Africa because that is what they heard. I want to make sure that I clarify. I have to bring this here. And the reason I was saying that a few years ago, I did not get a chance to clarify this is because Akon was interviewed. They interviewed him. And this man said, in Africa, polygamy is legal. In Africa, it's legal to marry more than one wife. In Africa, we marry more than one wife. I was like, well, I didn't listen to the actual interview. It was after he gave the interview, I think the Monday, I was listening to the radio, one of the radio stations, and they were like, did you guys hear the interview, Akon's interview? Oh my God. And everybody, it was a big deal. So everybody was like, according to Akon, in Africa, polygamy is legal. Everybody can marry more than one wife. And when I heard that, oh my God, I was like, what in the world? You know, that's not the word I use, but so I have to go search for that interview. And I have been so upset. I was so mad. I was so mad. You can't say that. First of all, and well, he just happened to be from Senegal too. Akon is also from Senegal, in case you didn't know it. He can't even say in Senegal, everybody can marry two wives. He can't even say in Dakar, everybody can marry two wives. He can't even say my village, everybody can marry two wives, because even in his village, it doesn't mean it's his village, as small as it can be. Not everybody wants to marry two wives. Not everybody is Muslim. So he can't even say his city or his village, but he said Africa. So you can see why I was very upset. Africa is a continent. It's a whole continent. It's a continent that is filled with Christian, mostly Christian, Muslim, non-believers. It's filled with all kinds of people, just like in America. So how can you have the opportunity to teach, to correct misconceptions, to correct all these, ignorance that is out there about Africa, and you sit there and feed to it. You feed into it. Yes, guys, you can see I'm still upset about this. And if I see, whenever the next time, God willing, if I meet Akon, I'm going to have this conversation with him, because I feel like that was wrong for him to say. You cannot just say in Africa, polygamy is legal. That is wrong. That is false. Completely false with capital F. It is false. So he said that, and I was like, yeah. So that's wrong. It is very wrong. So we can't say that, because it's not true. Because even in his country, Senegal, that we are talking about, depending on who you ask, some people will say 80% Muslim, some people will say 90, some people will say 75. Go to Google, go to Alexa, go to Siri, you see percentages that they gave you. And then if you go there, you talk to themselves, you're going to see the percentage they're going to give you. But even though Senegal, the majority is Muslim, there are Christians in Senegal. There are non-believers in Senegal. So not everybody. I know people in Senegal who only have one wife. So saying that everybody in Africa, I was very mad. It's still mad. Africa, that just pissed me off and still pisses me off. So that is wrong. That is wrong. We can't do that. So I want to say that when these highlights that I'm seeing that are saying that Africa, people are saying, oh, now Africa, it is, you can marry more than two wives. You can happily and proudly, and people can change the laws now so that people can make it, everybody can have more than three wives. When I'm seeing this, especially when we're feeding into the ignorance and misconception and all the untruthfulness, the falseness, all of that, it gets on my nerve. And I didn't want to wait for my voice to come back before I do this, because this is how we tackle this right now. Because we don't want this to turn, we don't want to take away, the history that is happening right now. We don't want to take away what this young man is going to be doing and focusing on something that is not important right now. Something that, for me, it shouldn't be happening right now, right? So I want to make sure that we are not feeding this. People are not sitting here, people who are not Africans, people who, like the Europeans, the Asians, the Indians, people who don't know our culture. I don't want them to sit there and all they're thinking about the fact that this people can marry in Africa. We have more than two wives. Instead of taking away this amazing thing that is happening in Africa. So are you understanding I want you to understand where I'm coming from. And I want you guys to know we are just having interaction. I'm very, very passionate about this. And I'm very, very upset, but I'm trying. Just look at this as debate. We are just debating and having a conversation. You know how we do, right? So I want you to just bear with me. It's just because I am passionate about this, and I want to make sure that I get my point across. So you have to bear with me. Let's carry on. I call this exciting because some of us, we have the same presidents in power for generations. And right now in America, we are trying to choose from two grandpas, almost twice his age right now. And, we're trying to figure out which one of them can stand on their feet longer or which one of them can hold their breath longer. So it is definitely refreshing to me. It is definitely exciting and refreshing to me to see somebody my age elected as president. So to me, that alone is exciting to me. So we can come back. We're going to come back and talk about the religions and that and this and what and not. We can talk about those later. But right now, just the fact that this is happening, to me, it is exciting. Now, what he's saying he wants to do, his first speech, he said that the first thing he want to do, as he promised to fight corruption and reform economy. That is very important, right? So that's what he want to do. So let's focus on the things that he's promising to do, the things that he's going to do, how he's going to do this. Let's focus on the fact that where he comes from, his story, everything that had happened. And then, the young people came out and voted for him. Let's focus on the history. Let's focus on the facts. And yes, we are still going to be doing a lot of fact checking about him and all of that. But let's focus on the fact and not feed into the false information about Africans, about Senegal, about any other country. So we need to stop that. I want to stop that. So I feel like anybody, Akon, all the actresses and actors, all the artists, all the celebrities out there, Africans, celebrities out there, I feel like when they are in a position and they can actually speak, they can post things, I feel like they should be the one correcting the misconception about Africa. They should be the one correcting the ignorance about Africa. They should be the one teaching our true culture, where we come from, what we are about, what is and what isn't, what is a norm and what is not a norm, what is everybody and what is not everybody. We still have people who believe Africa is a country. So we should, when we have the opportunity, you guys, I'm challenging all of you guys who have a voice out there who can say something. I am challenging you. We should be correcting people. We should be teaching people. We should be letting our people learn the truth. We should be correcting the misconceptions. We should be putting light into this ignorance. We should be changing this. We shouldn't be feeding it into it like Akon did, and everybody believe it till today. Still people, because they trust him, because they believe him, because they idolize him. So whatever he said, they take it as the truth, but it's not the truth. So you see why I was very upset. I'm still upset. So we need to correct people. We need to put the truth out there. We need to start feeding into the lies. We need to start feeding into the misconceptions. We need to start feeding into what is not. And instead do what it is. And we need to be proud of who we are. Hey, we need to be proud of who we are. It is okay to be born in a village. I promise you guys, I'm going to share with you, God willing, I'm going to share where I was born with you guys, God willing. And things that I've been through, things that I have done, God willing, I'm going to show it to you where I come from. I am not ashamed of it. So we can say things. We don't have to hide things. That's just who we are. When we are doing this, we're actually thanking God. We are grateful. We are proud that, you know what? This is where I come from, but look at me. I'm not saying we have to show off. No, it's a testimony. It's a testimony that just because you are born in a village doesn't mean that you are not going to be in America later. Just because you were born in a village doesn't mean that you're not going to be a president. He's the truth. He's the proof. So it's okay to proudly say the truth about where we come from, about our culture. Guys, I know African culture, just like any other culture, there's the bad things about our countries. There are bad parts of culture and there are good parts of culture, every culture. There are things that are not good in every culture. There are things that are medium. There are things that are bad. There are things that are worse in every single culture. So I am not going to be embarrassed about what is and what is not in my culture. So I am challenging all of you. Those of you who knows them, you are on the platform, you are following these celebrities, African celebrities. I want you guys to share this information. I am challenging you guys, when you have the opportunity to talk about Africa, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell who we are, what we're all about, what we do, what we don't do, what we believe in, what we don't believe in. You don't have to know the details. But stop generalizing everybody. Stop saying in Africa, because it's not the truth. Because not everybody can marry two wives. My parents were Muslim when I was born, but my father only married my mother till they both died. So I am saying, even in the Muslim countries, I want you guys, if you know celebrities, those of you who follows all these African celebrities, I need you to share this video with them. This is a challenge. And I want to challenge you all. When you are seeing these headlines coming and saying these things, I want you, when you responding, when you replying, when you adding your comment, correct them. Correct them as you see them. That's the only way we can educate everybody. We can educate everybody and correct them. And make sure that our culture, the right practice is out there for people to know. We need to show who we are. We need to tell the truth. So the truth in this case is, in Africa, we have different religions. And the Muslim, they, especially those who are truly into their religion, truly rooted into their religion, they do marry more than one wife. Sometimes it's more than 3. Sometimes it's more than 2. So they do that. And in this case, in his case, he married the 2 wives before he was just elected, right? In this case, he is one of the people who believes that in order to honor their religion, he needs to marry more than one wife, because that's their belief, that's their religion. So the truth of the matter, the way we're supposed to be addressing this is, the way we're supposed to correct everybody is, yes, he is married to 2 wives. He's just one of the Muslim who believes that, who is truly rooted in their religion. And we are going to explain to everybody that, yes, in Africa, we have different religion. And one of the religion is Muslim. And they do, for their religion, they are able to marry more than one wife as long as they can take care of them. So we cannot, we don't, just because some of them can do it does not mean the whole Africa can do it. We cannot say in Africa, polygamy is legal to everybody. We cannot say in Africa, everybody marries more than one wife. We cannot say that in Africa, everybody's authorized to have more than one wife. We cannot say all Africa. Certain part of Africa, even certain part of the Muslim countries, some, not all. We can say majority, we cannot say all. So we cannot never just generalize everything and say Africa, in Africa, everybody marries more than one wife. That's the truth for now, in this case. But we're going to come back and dig deeper in this because the video is getting longer. We cannot be apologetic about it. That's who we are. That's where we come from. I want us to put the right information out there for people. I want us to do the right thing so that we don't take away this amazing history that is happening with this young man. We're taking it away by polluting, by putting out misconception and ignorance and wrong information about where we come from, about who we are, and what we can and cannot do about Africa. So can you help me do that right now? Can you help me do that today? Can you do that? You can help me by starting to share this video with everyone you know. Every single person, all the platform, because it's a challenge I'm challenging you with. Share with everyone you know. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And also turn on your notification button, because I just learned that if my videos, if you guys don't view the videos right away, it doesn't even count as far as YouTube is concerned. So turn on the notification button. Check out the rest of the videos out there. Stay safe and blessed. And I'll see you on the next one.